Hey there, fish keepers, and welcome to a brand new explainer. Today, we're focusing our attention on one of the most vibrant, fascinating, and just beautifully patterned freshwater fish you can possibly keep in a home aquarium. We are, of course, talking about the gorgeous, peaceful dwarf cichlid from the rivers of West Africa, the legendary Kribensis.
So here's a pretty common dilemma in the fish-keeping hobby, right? You want the stunning colors and those super complex, interesting behaviors of a cichlid, but you really don't want a giant, aggressive tank buster that's going to tear up your live plants and bully all your other fish. Well, what if I told you there's a perfectly sized, highly colorful, and remarkably friendly solution that fits right into a standard community tank?
All right, here's our roadmap for today. We'll meet the Kribensis, talk about setting up your tank, choose some proper tank mates, cover diet and disease prevention, and finally get into breeding your Kribensis Cichlids.
Okay, Section 1. Meet the Kribensis Cichlid, the perfect dwarf cichlid. Let's look at exactly who this fish is and why their super manageable size makes them so highly sought after.
Let's just run through the fast facts real quick so you know exactly what kind of commitment we're talking about here. As you can see, a Kribensis is going to give you a solid 5 to 8 years of companionship. They max out at just 3 to 4 inches long, which is great because it means you only need a 20-gallon minimum tank to get started. The care level, super easy, making them phenomenal for beginners. And at just 10 to 20 bucks a fish, they are incredibly affordable to bring into your home.
Now, telling the boys from the girls is honestly one of the coolest things about the Kribensis. The males are a bit larger at around 4 inches, and they boast these pointed dorsal fins and gorgeous metallic blue streaks. But the females? They are the real showstoppers here. They're slightly smaller at 3 inches, but they develop this incredible trademark pink or deep red blush right on their bellies. And let me tell you, it becomes astonishingly vibrant when they're ready to breed.
Section 2, setting up your tank, recreating the riverbed. The big goal here is to replicate that cozy, sheltered environment of a slow-moving African river right in your living room. So the absolutely crucial point here is that magic number, 20. 20 gallons is the absolute bare minimum tank size if you're keeping a single Kribensis. But if you want to keep a pair, and I highly recommend that, just for observing their amazing social behaviors, you really want to step up to a 30-gallon tank. Giving them enough space prevents stress and really cuts down on any territorial aggression.
Now, to keep those delicate colors popping and your fish completely stress-free, you've got to dial in these water parameters. Keep the temp in that nice tropical sweet spot of 75 to 79 degrees Fahrenheit. They prefer softer water with a pH anywhere from 5.0 to 8.0. And because they're bottom dwellers from slow rivers, make sure your filter flow is low to moderate. Also, keep the tank lighting on the dimmer side. It just makes them feel so much safer. When it comes to decorating, you absolutely must cater to their natural instincts. You need fine gravel on the bottom because these little guys love to root around and dig, and rough gravel can actually damage their mouths. Furthermore, smooth caves are completely non-negotiable. Whether you use half a coconut shell, a clean terracotta pot, or some smooth rock formations, they need those dark, enclosed spaces to hide, feel secure, and eventually lay their eggs.
Section 3. Choosing proper tank mates. Peaceful but cheeky. The Kribensis is a fantastic community fish, but we do need to respect their innate territorial instincts.
If you're going for a bustling community tank, here's your VIP guest list. Corridors catfish, Siamese algae eaters, and snails make an awesome cleanup crew. For mid to top water swimmers, Harlequin rasbras and tiger barbs are fast enough to stay totally out of trouble. You can even mix them with other dwarf cichlids, assuming your tank is large enough for everyone to claim their own little patch of real estate.
But please, heed this warning. Keep your Kribensis far away from slow-moving fish with long flowing fins. We're talking fancy guppies or angelfish here. Kribs have this slightly cheeky fin-nipping habit, and long fins are just way too tempting for them. Also, do not mix them with other cave-dwelling species, or you're going to have constant, super stressful battles over prime territory at the bottom of your tank.
Now, what's really interesting is the internal social dynamic of the Kribensis themselves. If you're keeping a group of them, you must always keep more females than males. While they're generally peaceful, too many males in one tank? That's a recipe for some serious fighting during breeding season, as they compete for the female's attention.
Section 4. Diet and disease prevention, keeping your fish healthy. Let's look at exactly how to fuel these energetic little fish to bring out their absolute best colors. Kribensis are omnivores and bottom feeders. Out in the wild, they're constantly grazing on algae, small plants, and tiny insects. In your tank, you should feed them twice a day, once in the morning, once in the evening. Offer a nicely varied diet starting with high-quality tropical flakes and sinking cichlid pellets, just so the food actually reaches them down at the bottom.
And to really treat them, supplement with live insects, small invertebrates, or frozen foods like bloodworms. But remember this golden rule: 2 minutes. You should only feed them the exact amount of food they can completely finish off in 2 minutes. It is shockingly easy to overfeed these fish, and any leftover food is just gonna sink, rot, and severely pollute your water quality. Which actually leads us perfectly into our next critical topic. Because, look, even with the best care in the world, freshwater fish can sometimes get sick. The two most common ailments you really need to watch out for are itch, which literally looks like tiny white grains of salt sprinkled all over your fish's body, usually accompanied by lethargy and heavy breathing. The second is fungal infections. These often show up as fuzzy, cotton wool-like patches on their skin or fins, and they usually strike when a fish is stressed out or already injured.
If you spot these symptoms, here's your immediate action plan. First, quarantine the sick fish if at all possible to protect the rest of your tank. Second, make sure your tank water is highly oxygenated. If you're dealing with itch specifically, slowly raise the water temperature. This actually speeds up the parasite's life cycle, which makes it totally vulnerable to over-the-counter water medications. Ultimately though, keeping your water pristine and preventing overcrowding are going to be your absolute best defenses against disease.
Section 5. Breeding your Kribensis Cichlids, the ultimate milestone. We're wrapping up this explainer with what I honestly consider the absolute greatest reward in fish keeping.
Here's your precise blueprint for breeding success. Step 1. Set up a dedicated breeding tank at around 80 degrees Fahrenheit. That temperature triggers spawning and protects the eggs from hungry tank mates. Step 2. Provide a smooth, spacious cave. And it's so funny, they will often literally toss pieces of gravel out of the cave in their mouths to perfectly arrange their little nursery. Step 3. Introduce your bonded pair. Step 4. Once those eggs are laid inside the cave, you just wait 5 to 7 days for them to hatch.
The parenting dynamic here is just incredible to watch. The mother will stay inside the cave meticulously guarding the eggs, while the father fiercely patrols the perimeter outside. About 5 days after hatching, the tiny babies, which we call fry, become free swimming. At this stage, they'll follow their parents around the tank like a little cloud. You'll just need to feed them special powdered fry food or liquid fish food until they're big enough to eat the standard fare. It really all boils down to this. The Kribensis doesn't demand impossible water chemistry or some massive, super expensive setup. If you give them a smooth cave, a balanced diet, and clean, warm water, they're not just going to survive. They're going to thrive, display breathtaking colors, and even multiply for you. It's an incredibly accessible, highly rewarding journey for literally any aquarist looking to level up their hobby. So, the only question left to ask you is this: are you ready to take everything you've learned today and welcome the vibrant, peaceful Kribensis into your own home aquarium? I guarantee you, once you experience their chiefy little personalities firsthand, you're gonna wonder why you didn't get them sooner. Thanks for learning with me on today's explainer, and happy fish keeping.